Today I want to talk about overwhelm. Anyone else experience overwhelm? Yeah, it's a product of a good life sometimes. You know that the overwhelm comes from so much goodness, and organizing it and getting it into a manageable flow and focus. We want to really honor our feminine flow and intuition, but to get a lot of stuff done, we really need that focus and that consistency. I know for me it's been really challenging most of my life because I'm such a feminine creature. I just want to melt into the beauty of every moment or make things. So the thing that has really saved me is creativity. Much of my work is dedicated to the womb center, the creative center of our bodies, and reigniting it, to reignite our connection with our sexual life force, our life force energy. But it's also a way to bring focus. When I'm overwhelmed, I often can't do anything. Lists and lists of write this invoice, write this curriculum, reach out to these people, this marketing director. I can't do it. I'm frozen. And I often need to dance or paint. I know that might seem counterintuitive. The creative process has been the greatest resource for stabilizing my emotional state, clearing my mind, focusing my mind, bringing me back into my body, and giving me a moment of stillness and meditation. You see, I don't know what you're like, but you see, when I'm overwhelmed, sitting in a quiet stillness meditation doesn't work for me. I get busy. So what really helps is creativity. It's a form of meditation for me. And it really it's really such a healing balm for the schism that happens in my feminine field. It's like I want to flow, but I'm like, I gotta do this. So this is what I've learned on my journey, ladies, and I wanted to share it with you because the fall is gearing up here. The end of summer into fall can be such a hard time. Any in-between season. So a lot of my work is based on seasonal medicine, seasonal shifts. Spring into summer can be a big one. Winter into spring can be a really big one. Coming out of the cave into like, wah! We're usually very inspired at that point. This point of the year, we tend to be a little more tired. We've just had this big spring and summer outburst. The colors and the coolness is starting to, stabilize and awaken some inspiration in new ways. But we're tired, and the Earth's energy is drawing down, and so are we. So this part of the year can be confusing to the body-mind. We can end up in a lot of overwhelm where we have all these good ideas, implementing the start of school, a new job, a new season, and a part of us we're just overloaded. So I'm offering you some advice here. Join me in what works for me. See if it works for you. I have my art studio here, and I've been dancing. Now, art and dance is personal. I've been a professional dancer before, and that's different. Dancing on stage, working with the energetics of audience and connection. This kind of dance is about listening to your body. So I have a hurt wing right now and a hurt foot, and it's not always as inspiring to just break out into big dance right now because I'm sore. But having a practice means you go to it even when you're sore, even when something's not working ideally. So I'm going to show you a simple practice that you can do even if you're hurt. It's really about letting your body move through all the cycles. As I learned this with studying Gebra Roth's 5 rhythms and studying the sacred symbols that I received in Guatemala in my ceremonial arts and shamanic training. And then dancing with the elements of the earth. Taking your movement practice through a cycling as a form of listening to your body, clearing your mind, and helping to focalize your energy. And you could do the same thing with painting. Today I'm going to just dance because we're out here with the plants and the leaves and it's a little easier. Later we'll make a video of some of the painting I'm doing, and my painting can be very tedious, very small marks, and there's something about that really helps focalize my overwhelmed energy. So right now, get a hip width distance stance. Maybe you have some loose clothes on like this, and find a space where you can feel relaxed. You can feel private, where you can feel relaxed and moving your body. And we're just going to sway side to side, and start to come into some circling, some fluid motion. I call this flow motion. In the 5 rhythms, it's called flow. In my sacred symbol map, it's the circling. So there's many practices. This could also be working with the water element. But right now you're listening. You're not just forcing your body into movement, you're listening. Right now my arm is so sore. I have to be so careful when I circle it around. And I'm listening to what my arm needs. And I'm letting her guide the next motion. And it takes slowing down to listen. And slowing down when we're in overwhelm can be counterintuitive because we're feeling like, oh, gotta get going. So that's what it is. It's like starting wah, and then bringing it back into flow, slow flow motion. Finding the circles. There you go. Finding the watery wisdom of interconnectivity, of fluidity. Good. Relax your head and neck and let the whole spine flow, not just your arms. You can pick up your feet and step if you'd like. Moving through, let the head go. And around. Yeah. And around. Get the fingers in. And now we're going to start to pulse on the earth and awaken. The 5 rhythms, what they call it is staccato. In my symbol map, we call it the sacred cross, working with the vertical and the horizontal. In the elements, it's the earth principle. It's the solidity, coming to earth, coming into form. So we're coming into the vertical and then reaching out on the horizon. Vertical, out on the horizon. Feeling the lines, clear beginnings and endings. And the breath is really like a powerful. So finding the lines, finding the verticals and the horizontal lines with the body, with your limbs. You can kick. This isn't about looking good. This is about discovering your body. It's about releasing tension and stress. And listening to what she needs for movement. Getting the hips in there. Good. And this is just a sampling. The next one is, I work with the spiraler right here at the solar plexus, spiraling. In the 5 rhythms, they call it chaos. In elemental dancing, we're working with the fire element. And it's a letting go, but it's also an unraveling. It's like a bellows, unfolding and folding again, and it's actually igniting energy. It's clearing energy. The breath can start to quicken a little bit here, and excitement. You want to shake it down and spiral. Yeah, shake it out. Up and down on the horizontal vertical you just connected with, and outward into the horizon, the horizontal line. Shake it out, spine. Pump the solar plexus. Good. Soften the spine. Get the spine in there. Unfurl. Unfurl. In spirals of light. Whew. And then we start to feel the energy shift a little bit, and we can start to feel this sense of opening, right? This, in my symbol map, it's the figure 8. It's allowing the energy to support you and inform you, connecting all sides of the body, inside to the outside. You found your place. You're finding your place. In the 5 rhythms, this is the lyrical phase. In the elements, it really is the air. You've found your breath again. You're deepening with your breath. Your breath is your life force. Your breath interconnects you to all things. When we find our breath and we're living from our true breath, life gets easier. I tell you, life gets hard whenever I'm in an asthma cycle. Find your breath here, tracing the figure 8. Really let the exhales be your mentor here. Exhale all the way in order to receive fully. And they've discovered, smoking cigarettes really, it's the nicotine, but it's a big piece of it is the exhaling we do. So you can get the benefits of smoking without smoking cigarettes. Go. Just use your fingers. Breathe in. And all the way out. Be an expert exhaler. Here we go. And you're just dancing your dance. Enjoying yourself. Feeling the interconnectivity. The figure 8 connecting you with all of life force. The great mystery. Beautiful. And now we find stillness. Now the sacred symbol, the ripple, just allowing the ripple. In the 5 rhythms, it's stillness. In the elemental dances, it's the ether. Feeling yourself like a stone in the center of the pond, rippling out, part of something greater. It's feeding you and you're feeding it. And the movement becomes so slow, almost imperceivable. Letting your natural expression come. Here, the exhale can make sound, any release that needs to happen to feel completion. Any shape that feels like true, that's emerging for your truth, that will inform your day. This always brings me back to my happy place. This clarity. Hands come out, receive. Palms toward the center, central line for focus. Feminine, masculine connection helps us to find the focus and flow, to release overwhelm. The marriage of focus and flow. Inhale, experience your yes, and connect it with your focus. What are 3 things you need to do today to make the yes alive and well in the world, to bring it to form? What are they? Say them in your mind. Say them in your mind in the receptive flow position, and exhale, say them as you come to center for focus. Is it a list? Is it a specific task? Is it a nap? What is it? Saying yes to, and what is the action step? Feel it, bring it into action. Feel it, bring it into action. And now just place your hand somewhere on your body that feels really good for some love and connection. And let your body know when you're going to meet here in the dance again for follow-up. Maybe later in the day or same time, same place tomorrow. Follow up with practice is always so important to get full benefit of it. So there you go. I hope some of this creative life force and chit chat about overwhelm can help stabilize and bring a little focus into your life, a little stability. And if you need support, of course I'm here. I do online coaching and help you stabilize with the seasons, with the energies, and with the shadow. We're in it together. Not one of us on earth gets away with a lifetime without challenge. We all are challenged. We all have overwhelm, sadness, grief, wounding, trauma, and we're here to help each other through it. And there are ways. The creative process, the womb work, the women's healing lineages, the wild woman ways are a few ways that I can help you through it. And if that doesn't work, we can find you a million other ways. There's so much help and support for you. You're not alone, and you can get through this. Blessings on your day, beautiful.